I'm here today to find out whether new construction in Lehi is worth the cost.
This just instantly turned into the channel of Andrew shitting on new construction homes, but hey, this is where we're at.
Hey, today we're in Northwest Lehi in the River Point community. It's a new construction community, so if you're hearing some banging and clanking, it's a Saturday morning, a little brisk, so I got my puffy on, so I'm not freezing to death out here, and wanted to take a look at the Peyton model. It's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath model, runs between $600,000 and $700,000. So this is what you get here in Lehi, in the Northwest quadrant. That's new construction. So take a look at this place. So I'm kind of a data nerd, right? I've been an appraiser for the past 20 years. So when it comes to like proving my case, I really like to use numbers. I'm gonna throw at you statistics of who's living here, what the median income is, I mean, what the male to female ratio is if you're looking for a date night and you're wondering like if there's any decent guys around here or gals. I wanna find out like how many homes are selling per month, what's my absorption rate, all of the data that you're gonna need to make a decision on whether this is your community. But here's the thing. Unlike most appraisers and realtors, I'm kind of a vibe guy. Like if there was they have like a chief officer of finance or the chief executive officer or the experience officer, all those C-suite guys, I'd be the chief officer of vibe. So I want to make sure that this place vibes with your style. I want you to know what it's like to live here. If you're a runner in the morning, is there a running group? If you're a pickleballer, is there pickleball courts? If you're not a pickleballer, how close are the pickleball courts to your backyard so you're not waking up at 8 o'clock in the morning to pickleball going back and forth? Because trust me, that's an issue. What is the family lifestyle here? Is there a pool? Who's hanging out at the pool in the summertime? I want you guys to know what this feels like so that when you come here, you know you're making the right decision. So stay tuned for the end of the video because I'm gonna put the vibe check right in here. I love the color of the cabinets on these.
The nice blue.
Yeah, it counters well with this with the quartz countertop.
And the backsplash too.
I'm a little surprised we don't have the slow close cabinets on this, but they're very nice. I mean, it's a well-born cabinet. It's super well finished out. I'm giving you the real here, man.
Yeah, man.
It's not all. I'm not gonna guffaw over everything. I'm letting you know what you're getting here. But everything else, I mean, you have LVT flooring, the carpet flooring with a nice pad underneath that. That is nice. The ceiling height in here is really nice, so it definitely feels like a bigger home that you'd want to feel in here. The community here is made up of younger families or young professionals that are moving into the area. So there's still a lot of room and space for entertaining. Wide open landing area on the second floor. I love when I see something like this. Especially if you have young kids, you want a place, or this could also be like a secondary office space. If both you and your wife need an office space working from home, or if you have roommates, one person up here, another person down here, or kids, a total hangout spot to play video games while you guys are downstairs and entertaining down there. Something I'd like to see in more bathrooms from new construction homes. One of the things I'm looking for on a quality rating is, and kind of a giveaway for a quality rating is what we're looking at here on a bathroom foundation. This should be on a higher quality home. We're looking at tile here, not this vinyl surround. So that's something to think about when you're comparing homes from different communities and looking at the price point and price per square footage is, am I getting a competing quality for the price? So Some of the homes in like a David Weekley community, those are tile. You have tile bathrooms, maybe engineered hardwood floored versus a LVT flooring.
Is that your appraiser hat coming on?
That's my appraiser hat coming on. And I need to tell everybody a little bit more about what we're dealing with when we're talking about a quality rating and a condition rating. So, but just really quick, it's rated from Q1 down to Q5. So a Q1 would be like a Deer Valley upwall design architecture home. And a Q5 is something that just has 4 walls. There's Q6 too, but I don't think I've ever seen a Q6 in Utah before. And condition rating kind of goes the same way. A C1 is something that's a brand new home with really high end finishing, and C6 is probably should be torn down and set on fire. Big size rooms. I love the windows in this room. Check out that window right there. That's kind of cool. This comes with a really nice size laundry room. This one doesn't have a sink in it, but it has like the cabinets, good cabinets and everything like that. Good size laundry room. And this is our primary room. And you still have some cool views of Mount Timpanogos up there. One of the cons of being in the flatlands of Salt Lake County as well as Utah County is the inversion. The benefit of Lehi is tends to get a little bit more windy at the point out here. Throughout the week, you'll at least have 1 or 2 windy days, and it tends to clear out a lot of the inversion more so than it does in the valley. Here's my tile splash. I think for this price point, we're probably seeing a pretty consistent value for quality and rating that we're seeing here. There's nothing that's missing. The actual size of some of these rooms are a little bit bigger than we've seen in the past. So they're doing a really good job to open up the spaces more. So your walk-in closets are a little bit more spacious now in some of the newer construction homes. The bedrooms have a little bit more space, even like the kids' bedrooms, the second and third bedroom outside of the primary bedroom still have a really good size. They're not, in years past, they were like a 10 foot, 11 foot. Now these are all standard 12 to 13. So that's good to see. I'm starting to see something a little bit more spacious, using the square footage a little bit better. So another thing that's insight into the quality of the build of your home is, in Utah, most homes have basements. Some, when you get a little bit closer to the lake, because of the water table, there's no basements. And as you move further away from the lake, even with basements, they're going to be lower ceiling height, because they can't get too deep in how deep they go in the basement. So normally I wouldn't show you a finished basement, because what good is that? But if you're coming to this area that is closer to Utah Lake, if you get a basement, the shorter the roof height's gonna be. So this is an 8-foot basement height. And it's not necessarily because they're chinsing out on you, it's just because they cannot go much deeper into the ground without risking some issues with water coming into the house. So I notice here that there is no sump pump in any of the basement area. That means they did not get to a point. Engineering told them don't go lower than this when you're digging down underneath ground. So you're probably not going to find 10-foot basements throughout this entire community. I wish I could do a TO whistle. Honestly,
a TO whistle?
Yeah, you know what a TO whistle is?
Uncle whistle?
Yeah, but it's like that.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah. Like as a half Mexican, I'm pretty good at doing like most of my Mexican culture stuff. I could like have I get a really good grito and everything.
Yeah.
But I don't have a good Tio whistle, man. I gotta figure that out. So here's the little top playground, and we got a pool. The clubhouse has a exercise facility, so it's got the full gym in there, which is kind of nice. I mean, like from a vibe perspective, like you got some folks out here already. I mean, this is a new construction area. You got young people out walking around and running around this morning. So I like seeing that, like an active community. So these townhomes, I was talking to Kat, the model homes agent, and she was telling me that the townhomes were sold out 3 months ago. Now this is a new construction community. They're already sold out on the townhomes. Those run from $460,000 to $500,000. And I asked her, like, who's our buyer on these townhomes? She said everybody. From first-time home buyers, because they could use the Utah first-time home buyer grant. And then you have folks that are maybe have kids that are living or going to school up here that live down in St. George, but they want a townhome property up here in northern Utah, so they're purchasing. So, and then you have people that are downsizing from their larger homes and still want to live in the area, and so they're purchasing townhomes. And the price point is something that's a little bit more achievable and makes more sense than buying a $700,000 detached SFR. They're in a $500,000 townhome within the same community. I found that interesting that there's that much of a mixture of home buyers within this area right here in Lehi.
What are you doing?
So, one thing I like to do, especially, normally I'll take my shoes off, and I kind of like to feel the flooring. Some of the new flooring these days, it'll throw your eyes off, especially with engineered wood. You don't know, like, is this vinyl? Is this some kind of composite, or is it hardwood? And especially on the different types of hardwood, whether it's cherry or oak or whatever, I like to kind of get a feel of the quality of what that looks like. So, especially on these newer construction homes, I'll come and kind of feel what I'm dealing with, and get low on a home. I like seeing the baseboards. Something that gets overlooked when you're looking at new construction or newer construction, if you're buying something that's been lived in already, is it just tells me a lot about the quality and care of the build. So right here, I'm looking down, I see paint lines on the edges. There's a little bit of a paint flake coming off on the MDF over here. It kind of gives me a general idea of what I'm dealing with from a quality perspective, because as a homeowner, or if I get a buyer and I'm getting you into one of these homes, I want you to feel like it's something that was made well, that's going to hold up for you. Even in an entry-level price point, I want you to feel like you got something that, especially if you're buying new, that you don't have to do anything to. And frankly, on some builders, you're still going to be putting in some work on a newer construction home. So, like right here, you can see where in certain areas, scratch marks on the vinyl. Sometimes some of this tack work underneath here, paint under the tile. That kind of thing for me drives me nuts. I know that would drive my buyers nuts. So I try to get a good feel for that right off the bat, so I'm letting them know, hey, when we go in here, here's what we're looking at. And not so much that it's not a buy, but let's have that addressed before we move in. I don't know, man. Like, I gotta be real with you here. Like, I felt like the places up north near the exchange are just better made a little bit. I don't know if that's like a time thing right now, because we're so low in inventory that builders are being a little bit laxed on their build construction. I'm not sure, but I hate coming in and showing like a new place and be like, hey, check this out, and then telling you it looks like shit. But I gotta be real with you. I gotta let you know what's going on here in this community, and I gotta be honest. Like, I mean, the SFR was fine, but I'm not feeling this one, man. I really am not. I want you guys to know the truth, though. So here we go.
This just instantly turned into the channel of Andrew shitting on new construction homes. But hey, this is where we're at.
You can tell from the carpet difference too. Like, check out this carpet difference compared to that the upgraded model. You can see kind of what we're dealing with. Like, this is builder grade level. And I get that our market right now is really, really weird because we have a lack of inventory. But when you're dealing with wherever we're at right now, 6.5, 6.75 rates, like on a home that's starting at 500,000, you think about what that's going to be costing you and what you get. I'd want a little bit more for my money. So maybe there's a different community that's around this same price point. I'd like to find out. So we got 1, 2, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms in the townhome. So the same bedroom bathroom count that we had in the single family residence, but a lot smaller in square footage.
The energy of the place is what you would expect from a new construction community. There are more builders, there are more construction guys floating around this community than there are human beings that are actually living in the area. What I noticed as we walked around is the people that are living here are gone by the time the sun comes up because they've headed to work. They're not getting home until the sun goes down. This is really not what I would consider a bedroom community. It is a young professional community or a senior community. That's pretty consistent with the amenities that are close by. It's less sit-down restaurants, more jump in, grab your plate and get home kind of a restaurants. And the nightlife consists of a walk to Costco or some bowling at the local bowling alley with the other teenage kids. So if you're looking for something that's a little bit more Parks and Rec, you're going to want to be further south in Utah County or maybe even northwest in South Salt Lake County. So as I walk around the area, I notice that is kind of who we're seeing. And my biggest concern for this community in particular are the price points of the new construction are above what is competing in the market area. So if you go a little bit further toward the lake, a little bit closer to Harvest Hills on the north side of Saratoga Springs, or in a community just south in Saratoga Springs of this community, you're not running into the same, it's going to be around the same commute time because they're pretty adjacent to each other, but it's almost a 10% price difference. So that makes me wonder if the builder is providing in-house financing that might be really, really beneficial now, but might bite you in the ass later on. So for the cost of these builds, with the level of kind of inferior quality of what you're getting, be concerned as a long-term investment that the price won't hold. And you might find yourself caught a little underneath what you owe on the property. If you're looking for an area for younger families that are within this price range where you get a little bit more bang for your buck, I would invite you to look at Cedar Hills, Pleasant Grove, American Fork, and the side of Lehi that is further southwest. Less traffic issues, more access to amenities, food, restaurants, hospitals, stores. The price per square foot is going to be a little bit easier for you to swallow, and probably long term going to have a better return on your dollar as you start to see that you're paying down all of the interest. Because I really do have a feeling in these, you're going to be paying the interest on these before you move out, and you're not going to have a lot of equity left in the home.